Hello, welcome back to the Togetherness, Fulfillment, Method and Philosophy series for creating unshakable romantic relationships. In this episode, we will explore what we call the feminine and masculine aware self-model, which is one of the self-awareness cultivating models we created. The feminine and masculine aware self-model aims to help us discover our feminine and masculine elements as well as our life partners, and find ways to use these so that we can create a positive and balanced environment in our romantic relationship that breeds understanding, respect, and unity. Let's get into it. Do you struggle to understand your partner? Do you believe that men and women are so different? Do you believe that it is so hard to understand women? Do you believe that it is so hard to understand men? Do you have limiting beliefs such as, he doesn't get me because he's a man and I'm a woman? Or, she's so complicated and overthinks all the time because she's a woman? Well, you might need to question your beliefs.
Women and men might have physiological and hormonal differences that can affect their behavior sometimes, but at the end of the day, both women and men operate in exactly the same way in terms of who they are, their values, wants, needs, beliefs, and any other way that we operate as human beings. There are no secrets to understanding women and men because both women and men have feminine and masculine elements. These elements can be qualities, emotions, and behaviors, and the difference between us all is how much we express them. The feminine and masculine elements are driving forces in a romantic relationship, and they can either clash, and because of that they cause issues, or they can unite and work in harmony, and because of that they help our relationship to grow.
Some feminine elements can be tranquility, peace, caresses, hugs, kindness, laughter, joy, fear, grief, victim, shame, crying, excitement, sentimentalism, insecurity, manipulation, warmth, creativity, passivity, existence, being. Some masculine elements can be power, anger, imposing, dominance, arrogance, tension, seriousness, courage, solving problems, hero, dynamism, fighting spirit, maturity, responsibility, security, assurance, stability, inventiveness, energetic, act, doing.
So, we challenge you to examine these two lists carefully and see how these elements are expressed and experienced in your life and romantic relationship. If you're a man who has come to believe that men must be tough and not weak, men are not emotional, men are the dominating gender, ask yourself how this attitude serves you in your life and romantic relationship. Also, ask yourself if you never wanted hugs, if you never felt like a victim, if you never felt insecure, if you never felt sane, if you never wanted to experience tranquility and peace. If you're a woman who has come to believe that women are not as smart as men, women are too complicated, women are too emotional, and women are not as confident as men, ask yourself how this attitude serves you in your life and romantic relationship. Also, ask yourself if you never managed to solve problems in your life, if you were never courageous, if you never wanted security, and if you were never responsible. Every feminine and masculine element is something that every human being experiences in one way or another, no matter the gender. And this is exactly the same for everyone who defines themselves as gay, transgender, queer, and anything else. The difference between us all is how we experience these elements, how much we express these elements, and how we are attracted to these elements. Our feminine and masculine elements are not about men and women, but for all humans. So, to understand women, men, and any person who defines themselves in a different way than these two genders and sexes, we need to understand fundamental elements of our existence, such as our qualities, the positive states of being we can embody, and many more that we will explore in later episodes. It doesn't matter how someone defines themselves based on their sexuality and gender, because what actually helps us grow as individuals and then as a couple with our life partner is understanding our beliefs, limiting characteristics, qualities, values, needs, ways we think and behave, and the positive states of being we can embody, and ultimately lead us to continuous evolution. These are elements that we all have and experience. Thus, we need to understand that every person has both feminine and masculine elements, and everyone expresses and experiences these elements uniquely. Our feminine and masculine elements can be expressed in the following ways in our romantic relationship. The first way is when both partners are expressing masculine elements at the same time. If these elements are expressed positively, then the couple can be productive. For example, both partners may feel energized and take action to achieve their goals. If these elements are expressed negatively, then the couple can start an argument. For example, both partners may be angry and imposing, and they will clash and keep making the conflict worse. The second way is when both partners are expressing feminine elements at the same time. If these elements are expressed positively, then the couple can be peaceful. For example, both partners may be calm and have a meaningful conversation about their relationship. If these elements are expressed negatively, then the couple can be passive. For example, both partners may be bored and unmotivated to do the things they need or want to do that day. The third way is when one partner is expressing a feminine element and the other is expressing a masculine element. This way, the partners can be balanced. For example, one can be creative and excited, and the other dynamic and inventive, and together they can create something great. The partners can also help each other enter a state of inner peace. For example, one partner may be angry, and the other, instead of expressing a similar masculine element and making things worse, they can express a feminine element, like being calm and showing understanding, which will help their partner be in a peaceful state. This way, couples can prevent conflicts or end them soon and positively. It is our choice to examine well our feminine and masculine elements, accept and embrace them, and use them in a positive way so we can strengthen our romantic relationship.
So, this is a brief explanation of the feminine and masculine aware self model. Now it is time for self-reflection. Write down your answers and be honest. If you are single, answer the following questions. Firstly, think of your beliefs around the feminine and masculine elements, genders and sexes, as well as sexuality. Do you have any prejudices on these? If yes, how do they help you in your life? Why do you have these prejudices? Where did they come from? Why do you choose to have these prejudices? If you don't accept people who describe themselves in a different way than just man, woman, and male and female, why don't you accept them? How can you start seeing the world from a more positive, understanding, and respectful lens? What are the feminine and masculine elements you notice in yourself? How do these interact with each other? Do they clash or are they in balance? How do they affect your life? How have they affected previous romantic relationships you might have had? Do you accept these elements? Are you ashamed of these elements? If you are ashamed of these elements and reject them, how can you start seeing them positively? How can you accept these elements? How can you use these elements in a way to help you grow as a person in your life? How can you use these elements in a way to help you be ready to unite with your fulfilled reflecting self, i.e. your life partner, when you meet them, and build a meaningful relationship together? If you are a couple, answer the previous questions to explore any kind of prejudice you might have and see how your feminine and masculine elements affect your life and your romantic relationship. Now, explore the feminine and masculine elements you see in your life partner. Do you accept these? How do these interact with your feminine and masculine elements? Do your feminine and masculine elements clash with your life partners, or are they in balance? If they clash, how exactly is this happening? What do both of you do and say during this time? If they are in balance, how exactly is this happening? What do both of you do and say during this time? How can you use your feminine and masculine elements to strengthen your relationship? Discuss your answers with your partner. Find your similarities and differences, and start a meaningful conversation. Listen to each other with respect, understanding, and undivided attention. Discuss what you have learned from this introspection and your discussion. Write down these lessons and what you will start doing from now on to improve your behaviors and your romantic relationship. Identify the qualities and strengths you have that will help you overcome any difficulty you might face. Clarify the motivators and reasons that will help you stay accountable, take action to change, and stick to your improvement. Find ways that you can make this evolutionary process fun and enjoyable so you can smile and laugh more with your life partner. Understand each other deeply and unite as one, guided by the miracle of togetherness fulfillment.